know you've received a lot of information here today. I want you to know that I will actually be testing you again before you leave, so please pay attention. I'm just kidding. I won't be testing you. I just wanted to make sure you all were awake and kind of staying with us here. We're going to kind of give you visitor-friendly tips to be super hosts during the Super Bowl to our area. We'll go over some fun facts, some of which Reed has already gone over with you, but we'll highlight some of the interesting tidbits around Super Bowl across the country with our nation. There's 8 million pounds of guacamole consumed during Super Bowl. With that, there are over 14,000 tons of chips that are consumed with that guacamole. An average Super Bowl party has about 17 people in it. There's over $50 million in food expenditures 4 days before the Super Bowl. I think I personally start the food consumption during Christmas and will lead right on through. So that's an interesting number. Reed mentioned that there are over 30 languages in 232 countries that this will be broadcast in. I'll skip down to the stadium crowd. There'll be over 72,000 people on game day at the stadium. There's a half-mile walk around the main concourse. The stadium is actually 7 stories high. The NFL produces over 700 footballs, and 72 are used during the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, 700,000. And as you can see, there are going to be a lot of needs and a lot of opportunities for transportation, whether it is by air or land.
Super Bowl, you may realize that the Roman numerals, and that's the reason that they use that. They say they use that is because it goes over 2 years. I personally just think it's kind of a macho thing, the Romans, but a serious thing is that during this week, more drivers are involved in alcohol-related deaths next to St. Patty's Day. So your role as drivers is so important in being out there and making sure that we're giving people good service and getting them places that they need to be. Another thing about Super Bowl that Reed touched on very lightly is there's a lot going on, and Super Bowl comes into town in a whirlwind, and there's a lot of activity, but they're also doing a lot of great things in this community. And some of those there's a food bank that over $8 million has been donated through the Super Bowl. Habitat for Humanity is going to build 20 houses during this time. One is going to be during the Super Bowl week, and they're having a women's build that's going to be done in 1 week. Rebuilding Together in Tampa Bay, some revitalization projects, Super Bowl for Caring, a lot of youth and education programs that some of these athletes are participating in and giving back to the community, and events and all the charities that are going on and giving back money to the local area. And then also the NFL and the environment. They're being great corporate citizens in the environment. They're doing food donations for unopened food, giving those back to nonprofits. They're planting trees all over our community. There's tree plantings going on. And they're doing sports collections donations. So different schools have been giving some of their sporting equipment, and that they're donating those. And also materials donations. Some of the leftover goods are going to be donated to nonprofits. And then we're using some renewable energy throughout this whole program.
Super Bowl generates a lot of incoming visitors to the area, but the travel industry to Florida alone is our top way we create jobs, our economic viabilities for the travel industry. So here are some important travel industry statistics from 2007. The jobs created in Tampa alone due to the travel hospitality industry are over 49,000. In Pinellas County, it's 85,000. And in the state of Florida, it's over 990,000. That's the industry jobs. That's you, that's me, that's the busboy working down the street at the Carrabba's. A lot of people work in the travel industry, and it touches a lot of families. The wages generated in Tampa in 2007 are over $3 billion. In Pinellas County, it's over $3.5 billion. And in Florida, it's over $12 billion. The number of visitors to the Tampa area reached over 16.5 million. In Pinellas County, it was 14 million. And in Florida, it was 84.5 million. The economic impact of Florida alone is $59.6 billion. That is a lot of our viability. That is a lot of what we do. We have to be proud that we work in this industry. We have to know how to be customer service oriented, whether we want to or not. Some of the top activities during that time were that come here, what they like to do are dining, going to the beaches, our attractions, shopping, visiting Ybor, and taking cruises. Something that we probably, who live here, take for granted, but it's something that someone from Pittsburgh right now sure wants to be here for.
The economic impact for this area during the Super Bowl is anticipated to be $300 to $400 million. Over 100,000 people are going to be visiting this area. There's only 72,000 seats in the stadium. So there's a lot of people that are going to want to go places, be involved, being transported, that are here for the Super Bowl week. And then over 150,000 we anticipate in the 2 weekends just going to the NFL experience. So on top of you all driving, let's not forget the people that live here. They're going to be on the roads too, and that's going to be a lot more congestion on the highways and in parking lots, etc. And then another 100 events. So when you go through your brochures and you look at the events or you go to our websites, 100 different events that are going on in our community during this Super Bowl.
Now, when someone gets in your vehicle, they're going to automatically assume that you're the expert and you know it all. How many times have you got that customer that comes into your car and says, I'm going to the Marriott? Well, as you know, we have more than one Marriott here in Hillsborough County. It's going to be up to you to be customer friendly and understand that they are in the area. We know we have one downtown, we have one in West Shore, and they'll kind of give you a better gauge of going to a convention or, I'm here for that animal headquarter hotel. Then you'll know which one it is. They're going to look to you to be the experts. So it's going to be important that you guys are knowledgeable about the area and the events that you're going to serve, not just with the Super Bowl, but with all the extracurricular activities that we have here. Someone might be here to attend Super Bowl but still want to go to take advantage of our attractions like Busch Gardens and the Florida Aquarium and the Larry Park Zoo. So when someone says, take me to Busch Gardens, I guarantee you they're probably not going to have the address, but they're going to look to you to actually know how to get there, which I'm sure all of you do, but they're going to ask you to be their primary lounge keeper. There's great websites out there for you to get some information about the area. One of them would be the Tampa Bay Super Bowl website, as well as the Visit Clearwater website and Tampa Bay Company's website.
Just a couple words about people with disabilities. You're going to be transporting all kinds of people, and we ask that you take special consideration of our folks that need some help from you. And even if you don't know how or the right way to work with them, please just ask. Just ask them what they need, how you can help them the best way, what they need. And patience, respect, and compassion. Just think about how you would like to be treated, how you'd like your mom to be treated if she was coming to Super Bowl. And then just take that with you on every customer that you're transporting around.
And oftentimes when you have someone that you're transporting with a disability, you're really unsure of what to do. And I've come across this in different cities where they think you don't understand them. So they'll end up talking louder and louder and louder, but really you do understand what they're saying. So be compassionate to who you're hearing in your vehicle. And always treat a seeing eye dog as their companion and not a pet. They are specially trained, they're probably trained better than our children. So make sure that you're very compassionate for those animals. And never, never, ever be afraid to ask someone to repeat themselves. Even if it's more than once, twice, 3 times, you have to be sure that you're understanding what they're trying to get across to you.
So I'm preaching to the choir, 5 ways. I'm sure you all know how to get better tips. But what I'd like to really express for you all today is not to just think about this week of Super Bowl. That this opportunity that we have, we mentioned the numbers, 800 million viewers on Super Bowl. People watching us, looking at us as a destination. What kind of opportunity do we have during this experience? And I ask you, you're going to have to be the touch point. Really, the people that have a lot of influence on what people's experience is between a good experience and a great experience.